Who remembers Treasure Planet? Give me a show of hands. Alright, now among you, be honest. How many of you have watched it again in the past few months because of Disney+? Yeah, that's what I thought. I'll have you know that I actually haven't rewatched it, because Treasure Planet has kind of always been a film rendered superfluous by the existence of Atlantis the Lost Empire and Muppet Treasure Island. But even still, I will acknowledge Treasure Planet as one of the better criminally underrated Disney movies. But what is perhaps more criminal than the underrating of the film is the underrating of its corporately mandated video game tie-in. Because while the phrase corporately mandated video game tie-in is usually reserved for descriptions of the most heinous heaps of crap and uses a particularly offensive epithet, that doesn't always mean that corporately mandated video game tie-ins are bad games. As evidence, I offer up 2015's Mad Max, 2002's Battle at Procyon, and that's it. Treasure Planet Battle at Procyon, or TPBAP as I'll not be calling it from here on out, is a real-time strategy game by developer Barking Dog that lets you crew, outfit, and command the sailing vessel-inspired spaceships from the movie in engaging 2D space battles. The box art promised epic 3D ship battles, and while the battles are in fact epic, what they meant by 3D was that the rendering engine is 3D, not that the battles would be. As you can probably tell, this is an ocean battle simulator styled after Treasure Planet's unique take on space. But that minor lie aside, Battle at Procyon is actually a pretty compelling little strategy game. A classic that competes on the same level as stuff like World of Warships without recurring payments or an internet connection. Some of you are watching and wondering whether I might have my opinion colored by a hint of nostalgia. And to you I say, have you ever had a broadside this satisfying in a game before? I didn't think so! Okay, yes, there probably is more than a bit of rose coloring on my memories here. Because the visuals are definitely simple and cartoonish compared to even the original film. The voice acting is pretty hammy, and the animations make this look like a dated game even by 2002 standards. There were definitely some corners cut when the game was being made, because, again, corporately mandated video game tie-in. Like, for instance, how the entire campaign was drawn by an illustration undergrad student in the second semester of their freshman year of college, and written by an underpaid freelancer who was shown the trailer for the movie and told, "Now write a sequel." Normally, the full extent of value one might expect to get out of a campaign in a strategy game is a controlled, less hectic introduction to the gameplay and strategy mechanics than just jumping straight into a multiplayer game. And well, I guess that's what the first couple of missions in Battle at Procyon's campaign do. The rest don't really add anything useful, and they consist basically entirely of tedious fetch quests made all the more arduous by the fact that once you've set your course and speed, you are literally just staring at a poorly, repetitively animated ship make its way forward whilst some of the least narratively useful background music ever composed slowly fills your nasal cavities with blood. And some of the ships they demand you use in this campaign are dreadfully,
hilariously, abysmally, homicidally slow.
So yeah, I recognize there are some production issues here. But if you ignore the campaign and you can get around the visuals, the multiplayer is genuinely great. There's a surprising amount of customization to your fleets, which can have up to 10 ships with crews and weapon loadouts you choose yourself. Everyone playing operates under the constraints of the same budget, and you can either go for a large fleet of varied ships that are less heavily armed, or a single ship that is crewed by the best and lousy with the most expensive weapons you can get. You can save these fleets for future use, of course, but because of all this customization, you really can have every match feel different than the last, even if you're playing against bots like you're seeing here. That's because even the bots are going to randomize their fleet along the spectrum I just described every single time. The variety keeps the limited number of maps feeling fresh, and once you're into the action, your ships take on a personality based on the choices you've made. Based on the crew you've assigned, you'll be better at dodging incoming fire or repairing the ship when it's damaged. Or you might be exceptionally quick for your class of ship, or have extremely accurate broadsides. Or maybe you've got a ship that's the best in all of those categories, but there's only one, so your enemies can really concentrate their fire. After each fight, you'll pick up some things you want to change, some other fleet compositions you'd like to try, and that'll put you right back into the next match. And with nearly a dozen ship types across 3 alliances, there's really quite a lot of replayability in this little, corporately mandated movie tie-in kids game. And well, yeah, the only way to play multiplayer these days is to set up a VPN or have a LAN party, which people still do, right? For just a couple of bucks, it's definitely worth it to revisit one of the few movie tie-in games that is actually, underneath all the corporately mandated crap, a good game. If you're looking to revisit the game for personal nostalgia's sake, I can't see how you could go wrong. It holds up pretty well by today's standards. If you're a fan of the movie and you're just looking to spend a few more hours in that universe, this is definitely more than a few hours in that universe. If you're just a fan of good strategy games generally, this really is a good strategy game. Get your strategy friends to all pick up a copy and host a party. But if you're a fun-sucking perfection troll with that sort of remarkable ability to assume that what you enjoy is without flaws while everyone else is busy enjoying obviously inferior entertainment because of all these obvious flaws, this probably isn't the game for you.